Music Manic.
3, 2, 1. Get evens.
Supposed to join in?
If you want to.
Get evens.
Get evens. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Music Manic. We're finally here.
Oh my God.
6. At least it's not 7. Today. Today.
Sorry.
It's okay. Today, Basement Dweller's back.
I'm back.
She's
Do you want to
back.
know where I've been?
Where have you been?
The basement.
Yeah, they've been dwelling some basements lately. Things kind of got a little out of hand, but she's back,
The
and
basement situation is crazy.
we're really happy. Finally,
I'm so giddy.
I don't have to be alone in the studio again to talk about more death grips. Thank
Yay!
God. Thank you.
I've saved him from the death grips.
Hell
Now
yes.
he's alive
Yeah.
and no grips.
Hell yeah. So, welcome back, and today is a special episode for you because this episode is dedicated to your pick.
It sure is.
What did you bring onto the show today?
Today I've chosen Get Evens by The Evens.
The
and
Evens.
I picked on it because the band The Evens, it's Ian Mackay and Amy Farina. Amy Farina, she's just my favorite drummer. She's such a good drummer. But Ian Mackay, he's been in a bunch of like other music stuff.
Fugazi.
I love Fugazi, dude.
Fugazi.
So much.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to most of his stuff, but I hear about it from like family.
From the research that I did for this episode, Fugazi was a huge, okay, not huge, but they were one of the most influential punk and alt-rock bands of the 80s and 90s. They have influenced many artists over the past 20 to 30, even 40 years, including, and of course not limited to, Elliott Smith, Jeff Rosenstock, Jack White of the White Stripes, Kurt Cobain, and bands like Blink-182, Godspeed You Black Emperor, Linkin Park, Dashboard Confessional, Paramore, Sunny Day Real Estate, Tool, Bon Iver, f***ing Lord. Bunch of people.
Okay.
Yeah, don't mess
Random
with
people
Fugazi.
citing them.
Yeah, like what Basement Dweller said. Ian Mackay is on vocals and guitar for this album, and Amy Farina is also on vocals and is playing drums today. And unlike Fugazi, this record has more of a lo-fi vibe compared to what they were doing in the 80s and 90s. And the Evens formed 2002. Disbanded kinda technically in 2012. That's when we last heard of them.
They turned into Corky, right? Or did they have anything between Corky? I don't know.
I have no idea.
that can't be right because I thought Corky was 20s.
I have no clue, but they have not.
I'm gonna get slimed by my family for this.
They've not been active since like 2012. Though technically, according to the Wikipedia page, they still are. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Because Wikipedia is, in fact, the free encyclopedia. Everything's right on Wikipedia.
On everyone's soul, it is.
On everyone's soul. Anyway, released in 2006, Get Evens is the second record from, obviously, the Evens. And this was released on an election year. And this, obviously, since it's technically a punk album, is very political and commenting on the political climate of the time, especially, with Mr. George W. Bush. My guy. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't give a shit. But
Not that smart. I wasn't alive.
I was not even a sperm cell when this album came out. So, I mean, that's when you know that I am well educated. I have paid attention to my U.S. history classes. I swear. I did pass that final. But without further ado, let's get started. Cut from the Cloth.
It's such a good song. I've been listening to this song specifically years before I listened to like anything else from Evens or the actual album Get Evens. But I think Cut from the Cloth is a really good way to start off the album because it's, what's the word? Evocative, maybe. Here are my notes that I wrote down. To me, it mostly evokes the immediate after effects of a severe, violent, traumatic type event. But I generally think the piece is more about the separating effect that comes from like having knowledge that other people don't. Like learning something and knowing about the world, causing you to like you feel separated from people because other people don't know what this thing is or what this thing is like, and etc. I wrote down some lines that I like. Quote, "Is this my world I no longer recognize? I'm hearing common words, common expressions, but nothing is common in my eyes." End quote. Which I think speaks to the specific feeling of separation. The things that should be normal to you don't feel like that because it's like this insane matter in your brain that goes around because of the knowledge that you have that takes up all the space for all the familiar things that you would have had. I sound insane because I don't know how to get this across.
It's all right. We're all insane here on Music MANIC, so it's okay.
Why are we low-key a bunch? Oh my god, I can't speak. A bunch of music maniacs.
There you go. You finally figured out the meaning of the title.
Oh my god.
Show. Yay.
Wait,
anyway,
a woman understander?
What I have to say about cut from the cloth. I'm gonna mainly say this from a production standpoint because I'm very tired. I thought as an opener it sounded very pretty. Mainly from like the vocals from both Amy and Ian. I hope I got that right. And I also thought the instrumentation was very, very solid, and there's even a switch up that happens during like one of the bridges that like I really like. I forgot the one specifically, but if you know, you know. Lyrics wise, I think as a whole it is written pretty tight, though I will say as a whole they can be pretty repetitive at times. It's minor though. It's nothing like absolutely annoying or anything, but I mean as a whole, I mean for an opener, I mean it's fairly solid. It establishes what we're about to get into. The themes are pretty prominent. I think again, pretty solid opener, all things considered.
Okay, I was going on about some of my thoughts on it. Here's some more of what I wrote. I think a lot of the song speaks of how in the world bad change can like keep rolling in, because despite the fact that the people who have the power to fix it like exist, they're comfortable regardless of what happens, so they can sit back and things just happen and keep happening, and they don't have to do anything until it affects them. Maybe when it affects them they can't, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this as an opener for the album because like the message of to be cut from the cloth and then thrown into like the landscape of knowledge and like the things that are happening in the world, it puts you in your place to tell you about the rest of the album. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean everybody knows.
Why does everybody know?
I don't know, because I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Anyway, that's a good segue to Everybody Knows. This is one of the more political tracks on the album, or at least from what I gathered from analyzing these lyrics. I mainly got it, like my meaning that I got from it was, yeah, it's about Washington. This is our city, you know? And it's also, like, what I noticed is that the track is against, like, some Republicans that were, like, pretty prominent at the time, and Bush. I wrote down a line, you fabricated your way in here, and everybody knows. I mean, obviously you can say, oh, like, I things with, like, the system, so that means now I get to be in control. There's another line that I want to mention. It's near the end of the song, where Amy and Ian together, they just, like, with, like, no build up whatsoever, just go, I'm going to go away from the mic when I say this, you're fired! Or, like, something like that. I really like that line delivery, like that. I feel like that whole, like that, those two words in particular, like that, it pretty much explains the whole song for me, and I really, really like it. And not to mention, it's very energetic, and I thought as a whole, it was again like very tight when it's with its instrumentation and writing, especially since you know it's very in your face with what it's trying to say, and that's not a bad thing, obviously, but yeah.
I mean, it being in your face is a little more polite because some of the later songs, I was writing down my notes and I was getting kind of tired and I was like, oh my god, what are they saying? This one, for this one, I've written, frauds up in the government maybe speaks to the power that at the very least the people are in fact aware that something's wrong, that someone has BS'd their way up. So like even though there is someone who BS'd their way up and is in power because they have power over all the made up concepts that people have to follow to survive, at least people know, which is realer. That's more real. That's my opinion. Some of the lines that I liked, quote, you and yours and all your wars have run your last campaign, end quote. And I really like that one because I like that they bring up war, because Ian Mackay, I know that he has a lot of opinions on war. He does not like war, and it's, I don't know, it's a thing that gets brought up whenever you like hear about some of his like political views, that he's really influenced by oh my god, I can't talk. By what he thinks is like least likely to result in like governments pushing wars against each other and stuff. Because like other people getting caught up in the crossfire is just no. Another quote that I've written down that I liked. Quote, "That hideous strength absolutely sinks. You better watch your back. Let the door hit you on the ass." End quote.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That
I
one is
really like that line.
Really good. And to me, I guess it was like the way a behated public figure of any kind, so like including individuals in the government who BS'd their way up, like because they're already hated, they're going to go out more hated and more ashamed than ever, and that's how they're gonna live the rest of their life, with the shadow and the reputation of the hate and shame of being shit. So yeah, they leaving the door's gonna hit them on their ass is like that's that final goodbye. We hate you.
Yeah. You.
Even the door's not gonna be nice, you know.
Yeah. Like it's gonna come back for you eventually, you know. But yeah, as a whole, everybody knows. I think now that I think about it, it might be like my favorite track on the album.
Oh, yeah?
Purely because of like what it's saying and like its overall song structure and production. I think as a whole, it's very consistent, and it's not to mention just a earworm. All things considered, I really like it, and Amy's drumming in that too is really good. Yeah. But yeah, I really like it. It's a really good track. Cash is Empty. I hope I said that the word right. I cannot speak today.
Cash is empty.
Cash is Empty. Okay, thank God. I also really like that one. Not as much as everybody knows, but as a whole, like I like it more than Cut from the Cloth. I think it had a really good flow. And it really, like, compared to the previous two tracks, sounds a lot more experimental. And what I mean by that is, I mean, like, take, for example, again, the drumming from Amy. Like, it's going, like, full force, and it makes the track way more interesting than, like, again, Cut from the Cloth. I mean, all those other tracks were interesting, yeah, but this one in particular really stuck out for me. Because, again, this, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, this is my first The Evens album. I did not know what Fugazi and like all the other bands were before you brought. I know, it's tragic, but when I listened to this, I was like, oh damn, like they're very talented, and Amy, like both as a vocalist and as a drummer, really really solid. And I mean, and I gotta give Ian some love too. That guitar, very fuzzy and really like gets you in the vibe of the album. And honestly, I don't know if this is like not controversial, but like a hot take or anything, but I feel like the cover art for the album sounds like the music sounds exactly like the cover art, because the cover art, you'll see it on screen, but it's very gray, very kind of like, what's the word, like watery, kind of soaked. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like that it fits, like this song in particular, like when I look at the cover art, like I can see it fitting this, if that makes sense. I did not write down any lines that stuck out to me. I know, very tragic, but yeah, I really like Cash is Empty. You go into your autistic hyperfixation over these songs.
Okay, so that's not how I feel about these songs at all. I'm not as interested in the album as it sounds.
Oh.
I chose it because I like the people who made it.
Fair.
After like these, I didn't write as much. So for this one,
me neither.
My notes, I wrote, I want to say I'm sorry, I can't read. Cash is Empty, I want to say, has to do with the way people are indoctrinated by indoctrination victims into a system that's designed to deprive them of like the actual human need that exists for like rest and patience and calm and such. Because when you grow up and you know, oh my God, I'm not gonna go into it. The way things work in the real world, end quote, is something I think about so much, and it kind of affects the way that I'm like thinking about things. So that's influenced my interpretation of the song. And I think it also speaks a little of fear mongering. But I did not write any notes, or I'm sorry, any lines. Damn, it seems.
Wow, it's okay. I mean, what am I to like make fun of you? I mean, I didn't write down any lines either, so we're on equal terms.
Well.
Yeah.
Hey, why are we low-key?
We're even,
We're
Steven.
even, Steven.
Hell yeah. All right. So of course my cash is empty, and I got really sad. So I saw someone down the sidewalk, and I pointed at them and said, "You fell down."
Did you?
This is a segue into the next song
No
on the
shit.
album. Yeah. Oops. I just wrote down it's the catchiest so far, in my
Oh, yeah?
opinion. Yeah. I forgot to write other notes because I was vibing.
This one and this song after it are the ones that I forget the most.
Yeah.
Can't even lie.
Even for the it's
Um,
funny you say that because even for the next one, I just wrote down one thing.
Okay. Well, this one, oh my god, that little squeak. I wrote down that I really like the lines. Quote, "So if it's favors you're handing out, hand one to yourself. Recirculate the air." End quote. I did not have a lot to say about the song in general because I was tired and getting kind of confused. But I really like this line because it kind of speaks of the good of knowledge, in my opinion. If you can know how to take care of yourself a little, then do it. You know,
Please.
to hand a favor to yourself, like be nice to yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know, it's kind of cute. Pushed against the wall. I did not write anything.
It's okay. Me too. I wrote nice guitar.
Nice guitar. We're doing this song a lot of justice, I know.
Yeah. We're very what's the word I'm looking for? We do our research. We go insane when we're writing down notes, if you can't tell. That's when you know we're
We're qualified
geniuses.
to
We're
review
qualified.
music.
Yeah. We're gonna be the next Anthony Fantano. We're gonna be in Pitchfork.
Oh.
We're gonna be in Rolling Stone. Why'd you do that to Anthony Fantano?
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, pushed against the wall. It's good. I can't remember a damn thing about it, honestly.
The middle of the album curse.
Yeah. So I guess since we have nothing, I gotta check my wallet. Oh shit, I have no money.
No, you don't buy me something. No, I have no money either. That's the issue.
No money, no money, no money, no money, no
No
money,
money,
no
no money,
money,
no money, no money, no money,
no
no
money, no. There
Shit.
we go. Hell yeah.
I love this song. I listen to it all
I
the
really
time.
like that
It's,
hook.
it's my second favorite on the
Second
album.
favorite.
Yeah.
I'd say okay. I know I said that You Fell Down was the catchiest so far. I lied. It's actually No Money. Now that I think about it. I mean
That's right.
that hook. It's the hook that catches me. I'm just saying.
Amy Farina's section in the middle is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The switch up that occurs in the bridge of the song. Nice. And in terms of the meaning, I got from this song that it's about corruption.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's what I was thinking too. Here's what I wrote. No money speaks of the expendability in the eyes of employers, authority, etc. The more privileged people that keep you around. What they might lose if they do lose you. Here's some lines that I liked. Quote, "Why did I ever allow my bones to become your rungs?" End quote. To the person being treated lesser, also being like the one that is depended on, and the realization upon being discarded that you were considered discardable at all despite being dependable.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can just spend their own money that they have, and now you don't get any, I guess.
Yeah.
Quote, "And what's the repayment for worth that is lost when agreements are broken and good faith is stolen?" End quote. Which I guess just kind of speaks to the like backstabbing of the quote lesser end quote by the quote greater end quote. Abuse of power and such.
There you go.
Corruption as you speak.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
what I got from it. All right. All you find, you keep. That's not how the song goes. I wrote down, "You must be insane." No, wait, we must be insane. I wrote these notes like 2 weeks ago. I do not remember what that means. To be fair, this was like 7 a.m. when I was taking these notes, so
Yeah?
maybe that's that. But
Bro's taking notes on the bus.
yeah, no, that's just how it works. Like, okay, little side tangent. Every morning when I'm on my ride to where we're at right now, location will not be said. I take a bus, and the bus ride is like 80 minutes. So I usually listen to records in the morning because that's the only amount of like free time I have. That's why I have what they call the music manic depression. Yeah. Anyways, I wrote for All You Find, You Keep. I thought the vocals from both Ian and Amy were very nice, and while I did think the instrumental as a whole was pretty slow, it was not boring at all. It was one of the more slower sounding tracks, and I mean, yeah, some of the songs here are in fact pretty slow, and that could like kind of like make someone like kind of skeptical. But honestly, for this song in particular, it fits the whole like theme of the record altogether. I again sadly do not write any lyrics. You might have to help me on that, Basement Dweller. But I mean, as a whole, I think it's a solid track. I'd say I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 on its own.
So this is one that I like a lot of the lines in it so much that I didn't write any in specific, because then I would have written like half of the song down.
Right, a thesaurus.
Yeah, basically. But to me, I guess, because did you know I'm music illiterate and I can't tell the authorial intent ever? It's kind of fun. But it spoke to me of the like control of the people, and how knowledge is also surveillance. Maybe, I guess. And I really like most of the lines in the verses and stuff speak to like instances with implications. There's one like your face on a ticket. Oh my God, there were more that were better. But you know, something about your mom's dentist, like just things that people shouldn't know. Somebody who you don't know, who has power over you and knows this and that and this and that and all of this, all about you, and you can't do anything about it because it's all ingrained in the system you need to live in to survive. And I'm going on my thing again, where I'm crazy and I talk about the machine. Hashtag we live in a simulation.
We live in a matrix.
Yeah, that's how I'm starting to feel. I can't even lie. But
Don't blame me.
yeah, like the people who have power over you want to know more and more and more about you so they can control you more.
That is more relevant today than it was
That's
back
what
in
I'm
2006. Weird how this album is almost 20 years old, and what they're saying now is especially accurate to like the year of our Lord 2025. Because I mean, you know about like the whole like some websites and some apps needing to require more information that you yourself should keep private, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if like Ian and Amy are like gods or whatever, or like they're like forward thinkers. I mean, they probably are, but damn.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but whoa, grammar. Splinter of hope that I heard once, presumably, hopefully, chat control is hitting a wall in the EU. Which made me, the idea of that made me smile. I really hope that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember who it was, but there was like an actual letter from someone who's in the government in the EU.
Yeah, I haven't heard about
it.
this.
Chat control's scary. So it hitting a wall is very good.
Yeah, thank God.
But anyway.
Eventually, that bass line in eventually...
You can't see it on the mic, but I'm nodding my head.
Yeah, I can like in post just kind of like tilt your head.
I see the vision.
Add some keyframes.
I did not write notes about this one because I was tired. I was getting tired, and I was like, okay, I'll do it later, and then I fell asleep.
Well, good news. I just wrote the infectious bass line. I think that bass line in itself, my God, it's so freaking infectious. It's like it makes me wanna. There you go. I hope the mic did not catch that. What I did, not what you did.
It was fun. Sound design.
Okay. Yeah, I took sound design. So, anyway, we'll eventually get to that song later in like a community note or something, which leads us to technically our title track. It's missing the S, but I don't care. I did. I wrote some notes. They're very vague, but they're notes. I loved the vocal delivery. I know I keep saying that for most of these tracks, but really for this track, it's like
these are so good at singing.
Yeah. And Ian and Amy together, it's like butter. Basically, it's very smooth. I mean, by themselves, I mean they're great, but
they're
I mean
better
together,
than the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. There was a I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there is either a line or this is just the whole meaning of the song. They talk about straight angles. I thought the whole like straight angle thing that they were conveying was very fun.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I really liked that. I can't think of it from the top of my head, and I'm not gonna pull up Genius right now, but
the Genius pages do not have annotations.
They don't. I noticed that. That pisses me off. And okay, another side tangent. I review I actually individually review music outside of this podcast. It's at aoty.com/org/Ethan Ahern. Go follow me. This is self-promotion. I made a review for Get Evens, and on the album page, I think if I remember correctly, only like 60 people reviewed it, and there are albums there that like have like 20,000 when it comes to like reviews and stuff or like ratings. So yeah, I should have mentioned this is a very small album, and I could not really find shit when it comes to like my research. I mean, I found some Pitchfork reviews and some articles from like local Washington newspapers at the time, but nobody talks about this album, and that kind of makes me sad, which is why we're talking about it today. We want to broaden the popularity. We want you to go listen to it. That's all. That's the whole point. That's all I wrote though for Get Even. I wish I remembered more specific things, but I need to stop listening to albums for this show at like 7 in the morning, low key. But hey, we are 28 minutes in, and we are gonna be talking about the final track, "Dinner with the President."
Dinner with the President.
Yeah. You want to go?
I quite like this one. Sorry, I just interrupted you right there.
No, I don't care.
To me, it kind of speaks of the outcry. You know, what you'd want to say if you got the chance to mean something to himself, Mr. President, who doesn't see you at all and doesn't know that you exist and doesn't care that you exist. And here's some lines that I wrote. Quote, "I don't exist in their worldview, but if I win, I know what I'd like to do. Stand up and scream while food is served." End quote. Exactly what I've been saying about this. One insignificant person, speaks of how insignificant one person becomes when you get power over millions of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And how an individual remains an individual regardless of this and is affected by the things that you do to millions of individuals, and that they need to speak and need to have the power to speak, and that they seem to not.
This track's message is not subtle at all, honestly. I mean, it's I know I said this for Everybody Knows. I think that's what it was. Was it
Yes.
Everybody? Okay, thank God. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, the theming and the message here, it's like a punch in the face, obviously. They are not subtle at all. They hate them. Which, hey, I mean, good for them. I mean, this is a punk album. Everybody hates politics and punk. Thank God.
I know
As a whole, I like the song on its own. I think as a whole, it's a good closer, though. This is just me, the Joe Rogan of music, saying this, so don't take this like seriously. I didn't really think this felt like a finale, like a final, like a big send off. Like I just felt like, oh, it's just another song, and it just abruptly ends. Not a bad thing, obviously, but I wish instrumental wise at least, they kind of could have pushed its scope a bit more to make it really stick with you, compared to just kind of making another song and just ending it there, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's still a damn good song, but I mean, comparing it to like the opener, which was very strong, this kind of feels like all right, sure, it's a good song, don't get me wrong. I hate to write lyrics. I thought it was very smart, very in your face again, obviously. Again, Amy's drumming. But I mean, as a whole, solid track, not a very good finale. That's my Joe Rogan of music hot take.
The Joe Rogan of music speaks of instruments. I have specifically on the lyrics the opposite opinion. I think that starting with "Cut from the Cloth" and then going, you go down the album, you get these thoughts and these words, and then you end with "Dinner with the President." Top of the elevator, end of the line. Oh my God, getting to actually speak to oh my God, what am I talking about? But you know what I mean.
I do.
At the very end of that album, you want to make your statement. You want to make it where it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Like right in the president's face, and tell him that he's, oh my God, get your shit together, man. Do it right. Fix it.
Yeah. I get that.
Stop killing people.
Please. Jesus Christ. And that is the final
totally
track Forget evens.
But yeah, I think it finishes it off as some words. I wasn't interrupting you there.
No, it's okay.
Glorious King.
I interrupt you all the time. I mean, you earned this.
Well.
Yeah. Well, all right. Overall thoughts for me. I wish this got more recognition than it actually did. I feel like as a whole, it is a very underrated album. I wouldn't go out of my way to say like this is like one of like the best punk or indie rock albums of all time. There are way other better, more like interesting options out there. But as a whole, for the time, I think it's very solid. There was no I wouldn't say there's any real skips or anything. There were some forgettable songs by like the middle part of the album, but I mean it's still fairly consistent. I thought the production was great. Amy and Ian make a really interesting duo, and I am pretty sad that they still don't really do stuff together to this day.
They do.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Well, we need more Evens albums then.
Well, not the Evens. I think they're doing Corky now. Is the thing.
I have no clue. I'll have to look into that. But I feel like this album does deserve a few more re-listens for me, at least, to fully grasp on like my opinion, because as a whole, what I'm like right now, I'm feeling a decent like 7 out of 10 for me, though that might change. So like put in asterisks on that. I'm gonna have to re-listen to it a few asterisks. Yeah. I will definitely have to re-listen this a few times for me to fully get my opinion. But for now, decent 7. I'm happy I listened to it. I'm happy that it was made. I'm happy about Ian and Amy doing their thing and being successful with it, whether it be from their side projects or for Ian, Fugazi, all that stuff. I'm happy.
I love Ian Mackay. He's so cool. He's really cool.
Mm-hmm. So, you got anything to say, Basement Dweller, before you go dwell some basements again?
I think Basement Dweller has said all she needs to say.
Alrighty.
She's gonna go dwell.
Yeah. That's all we have. I would like to thank Basement Dweller for bringing her first album onto the show. Yay! You will do this again.
I will.
That is a threat.
Yeah, Basement Dweller knows what's up.
Yep.
Basement Dweller will complete her contract.
I hope so. All 16 episodes. Spoiler.
16!
Spoilers. This might be a 16-episode season. I have no clue. It just depends on our schedules. But
Fire.
Yeah, fire. I already have a plan for the finale.
You better get, dude.
Yeah. Next 2 weeks, I might as well just announce this right now. Next 2 weeks are going to be kind of different for the show. It is October right now as we are recording this. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing some spooky shit. We're going to review some horror albums. Ones I picked out. Ones that I think Basement Dweller, the production head she is, would really enjoy.
I'm excited.
Yeah. No spoilers, but
Jumping for joy.
let's just say we're going to be having some visions of bodies being burned, and someone's going to have an addiction to blood.
Fire?
Fire.
All right, this is already tough.
Yeah.
Hello, Sammy.
That's all I have. Follow the official Music Manic podcast Instagram. Basement Dweller's going to do their own thing in their basement.
Basement Dweller's going to dwell.
Yeah. We will be back next week, and make sure you bring some diapers, because our voices might scare the shit out of you.
I'm gonna poop. Ask explosion poop stories.
Yeah. What's the age-old saying? If you're not a man, and you're watching or listening to these episodes, I just want to let you know, you don't fart, you poop. You poop hard.
Can confirm.
There you go. I don't care if I lost half of my
Girls
audience
literally
or
do
not.
fart, by the way. I'll have you know.
That's all I have. Enjoy your rest of your day or night. We're gonna be back soon. Goodbye.
Your music has been manicked. Thank you for participating. Until next time.